Hi, I've not done a video in a couple of weeks, and I don't know, I guess I've been in a weird way like everyone else right now. But there's a few things that's been sort of coming to me that I wanted to share. I think if you go back to, my videos are progressive. It's hard to put it all in one video. If you go back to the video Understanding, I've just simply called it Understanding, and then it's like up to like 10, 11, 12. I want to go back and cover something that's in that video. In the beginning was darkness and void, okay? And God said, "Let there be light." And it was. And it was good, okay? And at this moment, and He divided the light from the dark. Well, in a weird way, this is where we have our symbol now of dividing. Okay, but something that come to me the other day, I've been studying where I had a dream about Tav, and then the understanding of Aleph, Tav. And I had printed out a chart of Hebrew letters. And the other day the chart was laying on my desk, and I happened to look at the chart from a different angle. Back to perspective. It's all in perspective here, people. And what I noticed was the letter Tav. The Aleph, Aleph, not Tav. This is Aleph, the beginning, divided, the light from the dark. Okay? Aleph. Now, they sort of show it like a little flame. It's like a little spark. And then there's like a big spark. Okay, and then there's the division, but it's connected on one end, and it's connected on the other end. This is Aleph. Now, from what I understand, the symbol in Hebrew is kind of like this, the bull. And here's the understanding in it. It's one head. This is like the head of the bull, okay? But there is two horns, light and dark. Okay? Aleph. Tav is simply this. I mean, it's got a little flare here, and then I show you if you reverse it, it's pi. So Aleph Tav. Okay? And Aleph Tav is the Greek equivalent of Alpha and Omega. Okay, it's the equivalent of the beginning and the end. You see, so if God is the beginning and the end, you see, and He divided the light from the dark. You see, in Aleph is the letter Aleph. And let me get another. Stop right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you here. This is Aleph Tav, okay? And you see here how if I turn it like this, it's like divide. You see, here's another one, the light from the dark. Okay, and in that weird way, when you look at this, it's sort of like the Hebrew language sort of uses like these little things that look like a flame. So it's like a little flame and a big flame, okay? Now if I go here, here's the little flame, here's the big flame, okay? So what is kind of weird what I'm showing here, it's like this right here is the Yod Hey, okay? This side is like Yo Hey, and this side here would be the Va Hey, but all of it is Yahweh, Yod Hey Va Hey. Okay, and then the Tav is sort of this idea that it's all, but this is the division. And then, like I said, their symbol is kind of like this funny little bull head, and he has two horns. I think it's interesting. All right, and this is the thing. Even though we call these things alphabet, Aleph Tav, okay, this is like a more detailed way of doing Aleph and Tav, Yod He Vav He. All right, and then what I want to show you, and I'm going to jump to here. I had shown this a while back, okay? And this is where I was showing the sun, the moon, and the stars. All right, and what I want to try and explain now, stop right here. All right, so what I'm going to try and show you now, these two columns, one is Jachin, okay, the other is Boaz, okay, and it's the idea of being divided, okay, but together is Yod He Vav He. Now, the sun and the moon, all right, over the past day, I've been thinking about the bride. And it's funny because with me there's these words, and I started watching some internet on Netflix, and I saw an episode of Bridezilla, and I started watching a couple of those, and these people, these women, these insanities, and these demandings, and these egos. Well, the word kept coming into me, honeymoon. And I did a video, the last one or two videos has been about the moon and this symbol, which is what I understand as the squared square, which is the 28-day cycle of the moon. Well, when I got this thing about the honeymoon, you see the bride, like the bride of Christ, in the marriage, they, see, we understand that they go on a honeymoon. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to keep going. Well, so this morning, I took a few minutes, and I looked up. I use Bible Gateway, and I do keyword search, match any word, King James Version, and I looked up honey and the word moon. Well, it's really interesting. I think it's like 126, 127 scriptures that has these two words in it, and sometimes it's just about the moon, sometimes it's just about honey. Well, honey is like the joy of the bees. You see, it's joy. In my unique way of looking at things, honey is joy. That's like one of the fruits of the spirits: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. All right, so joy, all right, then the moon. And what I found, and this is what's so really interesting, I'm going to put a photo in here of a tattoo that I got in March 17th of 2000. And it was a really unique story behind that, because when I went in to get a tattoo, I was not going to get that. I was going to get a lion. But when I walked into the place, something just changed in me, and I got this. Now, what this is, I have now, in my reading and research, I'm going to stop right here so I can get you a little picture drawing ready. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is this is a honeymoon, which is a new moon. All right, and in the temple, they made their sacrifices on the Sabbath, the new moon, the honeymoon, the new moon, and on the 7 feast. Well, when you read the scriptures that are related to honey and moon, it's very interesting. And that's the thing. I can't do all of the research and the reading and give everybody every little detail about these things, because I think you're going to have to, you've got to seek it yourself. You know, one of the first things Jesus asked the disciples was, "What ye seek?" No, I've come to learn that that tells you a lot about a person. If I ask a person what do they seek, their answer would tell me so much about them. Okay, so I'm just sharing with you some of the things that I'm seeking and finding. So the honeymoon is the new moon. Well, I did the video also recently about the 28-day moon cycle and lunatic moon time, and I've been having this thing about the sun, the moon, and the stars. Okay, and what I can gather, the stars are the host of heaven. Okay, the sun, the moon, and the stars. And this was just something I had been doing recently, showing how the throne, the river that flows from the throne of God. Actually, I could almost turn it and run it this way, but in the thing I was showing, the Spirit of God moves across the face of the water. Men are like fish. They swim in schools. You see? And then it's sort of the idea of being pulled out of the water and going through. Okay? The rainbow is sort of the reconciliation, because it's the idea, and in these, and this is the thing, in some of the verses, some people worship the sun. Some people worship the moon. Okay, and it's in the scriptures. Like I said, there's 127 verses that uses honey and moon. Okay, and but the real understanding, and this is back to the Aleph. You see, it's sort of some people worship this side, some people worship this side, but understanding God's all of it. And see, that's the fruit from the tree of knowledge. It's the judgment. Is it black or is it white? Is it hot or is it cold? Is it up or is it down? Is it good or is it evil? Ye have become as gods, knowing the difference between good and evil. That's dividing. Aleph. You see, it's dividing between good and evil, light and dark, love and fear, hot and cold, rich and poor. Dividing. Aleph. Okay? But see, and that's the idea of this. Because see, it's the sun and the moon, and it has like the sun is one eye and the moon is one eye. You see, so like saying the moon is God or the sun is God. You can't do that because God created all of it. You see this whole idea about people about Saturn, okay? That, you know, Saturn. That God created Saturn too. You see, and that's the thing where people get hung up in the worship of the creation and not in the Creator. It's the Creator, the magnificence of the Creator. Not that, you know, He made a moon or a star. Yes, those things are spectacular for us, but people get, these are the idols. I don't know, just hadn't done a video. Just wanted to show the bride goes on a honeymoon. The new moon coming up on March the 1st is the last one before the blood moons, which I think is falling on the Passover this year. So, and I'm not prophesizing anything, it's just my own discernments and my own listening. So, you know, I don't know. Have a good day.